Hello everyone and welcome to Seagroatt Riccardi. It is July 16th, 2018, and this week we are back in the greenhouse to show you some really great smelling and great tasting herbs. Our first herb is called dill, and as you can see in this video, this particular dill plant is actually potted in a biodegradable container, which means that it can be planted outside. Dill is actually an annual herb in the celery family, and it's widely grown in Eurasia, where its leaves and seeds are used as, of course, herb and spices for flavoring food. But I'm pretty sure you knew that. Dill grows up to 40 to 60 centimeters in length and also has slender hollow stems with alternate, finely divided, and softly delicate leaves. Dill also needs about 6 to 8 hours of sunlight, and usually it does well in temperatures above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it's time to talk about thyme. See what I did there? The leaves and the sprouts on thyme is kind of scraggly. That's my technical term for it. They kind of go every which direction, but that is okay because we are not using it for real decorative purposes. I suppose you could, but of course, using it for food is always a good thing. It does need full sun, which is awesome. If you could keep the soil moist, that is great too. Make sure there's enough drainage, but also don't overwater it as well. And try to fertilize it from time to time. Get it? Time to time. I did it again. Another quick fun fact too about thyme is it grows about 12 inches in length, which is actually pretty tall. I didn't really think that was a thing. This next kind of taller, spiky little friend we have here is called rosemary. And rosemary is usually used in some marinades and potatoes and meats and stews and stuff like that as well. Of course, it also is great for decoration, so definitely keep that in mind. It's got some nice length to it. Again, nice full sun is exactly what it needs, and keep the soil just as moist as some of the other herbs. But overwatering is definitely not a good thing. So just make sure you know about that. And of course, it grows in a pretty tall. It's got some pretty tall length to it. So about 1 to 4 feet is what they say wild rosemary can grow up to. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for herbs to cover pretty much more of a lower surface area, then oregano is also another great choice. Oregano only grows up to about 6 inches in length, which isn't that high. But the great part is it actually spreads out across the ground a little bit, and that is just a wonderful thing if you're using it for cover. The leaves are very soft and pliable, and although it has a little bit of aroma, of course, the smell really comes out when you start to dry the herbs. And just like some of the other plants, a nice full sun is actually what it's looking for. Part sun works too. And again, keep the soil nice and moist. Make sure it doesn't dry out. And finally, we have sage. And sage is a wonderful herb, quite frankly, because the leaves are a lot larger than some of the other herbs that we've already seen. They are larger, flatter, and have a nice distinct texture to it, which could add for really great decoration and accents. And although you may not be able to see it here, sage can actually grow up to 2 feet tall, depending on the area and the ground in which it's growing from. One more quick tip I wanted to pass along to you as well. Every single one of these herbs, except for the dill, are actually perennials. Remember, every single one of them that's on this video are actually perennials, except for the dill, where the dill is an annual plant. So there's your brief descriptions of some of the herbs that we carry here at Seagroatt Riccardi. We certainly hoped it helped you guys out. We do have a coupon code for you this week. It is called HERBS, H-E-R-B-S, HERBS. If you type in herbs in your next online order, you will get $15 off your $125 order or more. So type in herbs and you get $15 off your next online web order. And it expires next week. If you like this video and you find it mildly amusing or at least partially informative, then please click that like button. Subscribe to us as well on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. And we will see you next week.